And they can't even provide any sleeping mats or anything.
No, anything. They really need help, that's why. Because the people, they are coming for the Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico City. In Mexico City, they will take bus to go in the border. In the border, they will pay all $400, all of them to enter in the border.
$400 to get into the United States border?
And in the border, it depends on the immigration. You can stay 2 days or 3 days, they will let you left in the outside. And if you didn't have address, you must be to come to New York City to looking for the help or the coordination.
That's why people have been forced to camp out outside of Roosevelt Hotel. Well, we say bull to that. We're in New York City, one of the wealthiest cities in the world. What about all the empty office buildings here in New York City? What about the empty hotel rooms and empty office spaces? What about the empty luxury condos? There's plenty of room. There is a system, a capitalist imperialist system that is driving this problem. There's not too many immigrants. There's a capitalist imperialist system that is no damn good and needs to be gotten rid of through revolution. This system has no solution to the problems our immigrant sisters and brothers face. But the revolution does. Through a real revolution, we could bring into being a society where immigrants who are driven to come to these lands would be welcomed as our sisters and brothers. We got Joe Biden's Department of Homeland Security that had immigration agents riding on horseback with bullwhips like they were slave drivers back on the plantation. That's how they dealt with Haitian immigrants down on the southern border. That is what this system has in store for humanity.
My name is Adam Abad. I'm an immigrant rights advocate.
My name is Pawa Malu, and I'm with artist activist here in the Roosevelt Hotel.
And what's the situation going on here at the Roosevelt Hotel?
Currently, the mayor has left these people stranded in the streets and are not giving them any placement. He refuses, despite us being the richest city in the world, despite us having the resources and the space, he's telling everyone we do not have space.
Yeah. He's blaming it on the federal government and not his own handling of the situation.
Of course he is. He's passing the buck and saying it's the federal. Of course the federal government does need to step in. But there are things that he could do on a city level that he's not doing.
And how long have some of these people been, some of these guys been out here?
The gentleman that I spoke to in my language, which is Kulan, he's been there for 5 days. Some of them have been here for 2 days, but all I know about the people in the front have been here for a while.
And which countries have they mostly came from?
You have Mauritania, you have Eritrea, you have Senegal, you have Venezuela, Ecuador. You have so many different countries. Afghanistan, China. But as you can see, it's mostly black and brown folks. I don't see any of the white migrants out here, which is to show you the disparities of what's going on. It's not to pin each other like against each other. It's just to show you how we treat them versus how we treat other immigrants.
Absolutely. And now families are coming here, right, with children. Are they immediately getting rooms or?
No, it's taken several days for them to get placement, but they are getting some kind of placement.
Right. Now, how long until what's the hotel telling them?
It's not the HERC system. It's not the hotel.
Okay.
It is the city and the mayor's office. It's I'm sure there are people in that administration that have some compassion, but they don't make the ultimate decision. So it's not the HERC system. It's not the people running the show. And so we need to hold them accountable as to why we cannot give these people shelter. Why are they laid in the streets? In one of the richest neighborhoods, too, in New York City.
Absolutely. So in your opinion, what could be done, what could be done to solve this issue?
So one of the things that we said before this crisis happened, we said the city cannot be involved in this. This has to be run by NGOs. At the border, it's nonprofit organizations that are running the crisis there. It is not Abbott or the governors or the mayors there running this. They give the funding to the NGOs to do the work and triage properly and send people properly where they need to go. Here in New York City, we need to apply the same thing so it doesn't take away from people. It doesn't take away from our communities. So, but when you're taking all the resources and just placing it there, it's not working. The system is not working. You need someone that has knowledge because everyone who's placed to do this work have no knowledge about asylum. They constantly tell them they're undocumented. They are not undocumented. They are vetted. They are cleared to be in the United States. They are not criminals. These are people who fled war, poverty. The stories go on forever, but they need to work with people on the ground. We need to work with nonprofit organizations to do this work and not give millions of dollars to someone who doesn't know anything about immigration.
Absolutely. And what would you say to, I see a lot of people complaining about what's going on. What would you say to those people?
They have the right to complain, right? I'm a New Yorker myself. So in the area that we have our office, we have the community, and then we do have migrants that come. But we service both. We don't say ask what your immigration status is, but have a dialogue with them. Once you understand why they are here, who they are, you will understand. In the area that I'm in, it's heavily African American community. And when they see the migrants with no shoes, they run to their own apartments and bring shoes. Here, as you see, they're volunteers, New Yorkers that are bringing out waters, that are buying shirts, or bringing out clothes that they have. We are a very sympathetic city. We show up and we show out. We support our community and our city. When you ask us, we will step up. But when you try to pin us against each other, that's when we have to say, hold on. As advocates, hold on. We're all in the same boat. We're working with the unhoused community to help us advocate. How can we help the situation? And as we know that the system has been messed up for years. It's not the migrants' fault.
Absolutely. Is there anything you would like to say about the situation, what's going on?
Yeah, I basically want to say that the migrants are being punished for shining a light on a system that has been in shambles since before they got here. The bottom line is that the shelter system, there's a lot of money that has been spended on people stealing from the system. I think New Yorkers need to be upset at the system, at the city, and not at the migrants. They actually should thank the migrants for shining a light on a system that needs to be changed. I mean, there's a lot of services that are not being provided. Unfortunately, a lot of people are suffering because of that, and I think that this is another image that they want to show, and they want to show that the migrants are being punished so that they can call back home and say not to come. There's not going to be a hard stop to this. People are desperate. They need support. They need help. They're coming for an opportunity. They're going to keep coming. Instead of putting resources on trying to stop people from coming, they should put resources on getting the unhoused community out of the shelter system that have been hostages in the shelter system for years, since before the migrants got here, and get them into dignified housing. Get them to accept those vouchers and start getting them into warehouse departments, and that is going to free up space that we need. And that, as New Yorkers, we need to wake up and start seeing how they try to use the divide and conquer and blame people that can't protect themselves, can't defend themselves.
My job is an immigration shelter.
And you're helping these guys?
Yeah, helping these guys because they come from my country. They are all in African people.
How long have some of them been here?
Yeah, since 5 days they sleep outside. They didn't have hotel to sleep. They didn't have center, anything. Because the law didn't say anything for the people who stay outside. Yeah, they already have the document of immigration. But if they sleep here, because these are people who don't have address. Right. Don't have address to sleep, no family in New York. That's why they come here to looking for the help in the government. Yeah.
And how long until they get a place to stay in the hotel?
Yeah, 5 days. They took every day 10 person inside the hotel.
Only 10 people a day?
10 people there every day. 10
wow.
people. 10 people in for 500 people is nothing. That's why.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
So once again, tell me how many days it took for them to get here?
they didn't know how many days they will stay here. That's why they will be hungry. You understand? No food, no take bath, anything. They sleep outside. It's cold. It's depend on the, I don't know, in the government. It's depend on who. They don't know how many days they will stay outside. Nobody knows.
And how many days from Africa to Mexico?
To Mexico City, yeah, maybe 24 day or 26 day. You will enter in the American.
And then once they get into the border, how long from?
Yeah, from here 3 days, only 3 days. Because they're only selling in the avion to come to New York City. If they go outside in the border, they will stay in Phoenix Center or Arizona.
Okay.
It's a big center. And if your family buy you ticket plan, you will fly to New York City or you fly to New Jersey. If you have address, you are happy because you fly in directly in your family or your friend or your girlfriend. If you didn't have address, you must be to come here. Yeah.
Wow.
We don't have an immigration problem. We have an imperialism problem. This system has no solution to that problem, but the revolution does. Through revolution, we could bring a totally different and far better society into being. One that would welcome our sisters and brothers from other parts of the world, that would give them shelter, that would give them food, that would make it possible for them to work, shipping people around the country like they're Amazon packages, sending them from Florida and Texas to New York and other places. And then look at Eric, the black Giuliani Adams, who has gotten in on the game, shipping people from New York to Albany and other places, saying there's no room. That is bullshit. There's plenty of room. This is the wealthiest city maybe in the world. There's plenty of room for people, places where people could live. This system has no solution for this problem, but the revolution does.
Thank you very much. Can you
Through a
please
real
step down?
revolution, we could bring a totally
Very
different
much.
and far better
Can you
world
please
into
step
being.
down? Please step down.